Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists that it is completely possible to have a great career in the arts. And if you ever want to tune in and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just check out the schedule over at facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. Hey there, this is a sneak peek into a recent Instagram training we did in the advanced group that I wanted to share with you to hopefully motivate you to really sit down and get intentional with your social media strategy. This is based on the result that I got for myself this past month by gaining over 2,000 new followers in 30 days. I really got serious about my Instagram growth this past month, and then I dissected exactly what I did and gave it to my students. We are currently growing our accounts together and motivating each other to show up every single day with a purpose. It's not just about followers. It's one thing to just throw something online every once in a while, but what would happen if you really put some thought behind your aesthetic, your captions, and your overall brand in order to attract your ideal customer? What do you want people to think or feel when they interact with your social media accounts? I'll explain a little bit more, so let me know what you think about this week's episode of an Instagram training sneak peek. I've grown 2,000 followers in the last month. So in the last 30 days, it's right at 2,000, and I got the numbers, and almost exactly a year ago, it's taken me a year to grow 10,000. So what my usual growth with posting every day and doing a lot of this stuff every day is about 800-ish. 800 new followers a month in the past year. However, this past month, like I mentioned, I grew 2,000, so over double. And it's because everybody was home, so I was like, I have got to take advantage of this, and I really focused on it. So now I've dissected exactly what I did, and to just like see exactly how I did that, and I'm going to share it with you. So the breakdown of that, if I had to guess, and again, it is so hard to know exactly where all these followers came from, and it's really just me looking back and being like, okay, I tried this week and then got about this many followers, because luckily I took screenshots as the months went on, and each week or each few days I would take a screenshot whenever I would get up this much and then this much, and it was like 57.3, 57.6, all of that. And so I really just dissected it, and I think this is how it breaks down. So I'm pretty sure that I got about 1,000 new followers from art featuring accounts, or like accounts that have just like featured my work that aren't necessarily like friends, basically. And then I think I've gotten about 500 new followers with cross promotion. So you guys saw I did the pass the brush thing. That was very intentional. It was to, you know, promote the podcast and cross promote each other, but it's also to grow my Instagram. Put a lot of work into that, and that really paid off. And so I think I got about 500 from cross promotion from that, and doing share for shares, which we will definitely be doing per Sam's request, exactly, which I'm so excited that Sam requested to do this. And because this is definitely a focus, basically doing a share for share is just like doing a pass the brush thing. You know, you're reaching out to people, you're sharing each other, you're showing each other's work, and people are choosing to follow you or not. And then my other 500 came from TikTok. And that was because, and we can get into TikTok in another week, basically, on the social media calendar. I have to just do a deep dive into TikTok. I'm going to do like TikTok video audits of your guys' videos and help you really just create a banging viral video. I have an eye for video, and so I love to make things, make video happen, make all these things. I know like what keeps someone's attention, like the aesthetic behind a good video. I just know how to go viral, and I want to help you guys do that. Not necessarily this week, but we're going to focus on that on our social media calendar on the week of the 11th. So not next week, but the week after. So I think 500 came from TikTok, and that wasn't just posting on TikTok, having a video go viral, and then that's it. I was in the comments on TikTok and just like bringing people over from TikTok. Like I literally said like, hey, message me on IG, message me on IG, message me on IG a million times. And they did, and they came over and they brought friends, because a lot of people came over, hey, I love your art, so so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I got the conversation going on TikTok. And so, but it's just not, you don't have to just do that on TikTok. If you're like, ugh, TikTok is not my thing, or I have not figured it out yet, don't worry. Bringing people over from Facebook, bringing people over from LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever else you're on, that bringing them to Instagram can benefit you, because it's not necessarily a brand new person. However, it is a person that is seeing your stuff double. So if someone just follows you on Facebook, they see your stuff that you post on Facebook, and then say they only follow you there. Well, if you have an offer, like a Mother's Day offer coming up, and you're posting that on IG as well, that person might see it on Facebook, but then they'll see it on Instagram as well, because when they hop on Instagram, they're like, oh, they might think they were interested the first time they saw it, but now they're really interested and they might buy the second time they saw it, which is exactly what we're doing with email marketing. So bringing people out from the Facebook algorithm, which, you know, Instagram's algorithm is way better than Facebook's right now anyway, and from LinkedIn, from YouTube, from all the other platforms that you have, and bringing them to Instagram. It's not necessarily a new follower, but it can benefit you, and there are so many ways. So like the breakdown goes, it was 1,000 from art featuring accounts, about 500 from cross promotion, so share for shares, all of that, and about 500 from TikTok. I haven't even tried to bring over my Facebook followers yet. And I know there are several older people on Facebook that don't have Instagram, but there are several people on Facebook that don't follow me on Instagram. So that is the basis of what we're going to do with our week. I'm so excited. So on Monday, just to give an overview, Monday we're going to basically focus on our brand and stockpile photos and videos to post for the rest of the week. This is a strategy that I've always used, or at least in the past year or so. If I need social media content, I'll just take a Monday, put a little bit of makeup on, and take a bunch of photos with my art in different ways. Videos, all of that. It takes a couple hours, but you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the week. And really just taking all of those photos and dialing down your brand aesthetic and just kind of like just getting it all down. And that way you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the time. So I'm also going to come at this for someone who is brand new to Instagram and doesn't know anything. And I know that a lot of you already know this stuff, but it could be a good refresher. And I just want to make sure I cover all my bases. So on here we have with the brand focus, I highly encourage everybody to do this at least like once every couple months. And if anything, it just gets your thoughts down. And there's not a lot. There's only 3. If you guys download the thing, it's just 3. Like with this whole page, I did not want to overwhelm you. I know how overwhelming it can be. But your 15-second pitch, write it in there. And I'm just going to put murals right now. Also, and then the next one is, how do you want someone to feel when they interact with your brand? And really, we're not just focusing on posting and just kind of like, yeah, this is up, whatever. To really grow and thrive on Instagram, you need to make someone feel something, and that's what a brand is all about. A brand makes you feel. Because I think Alyssa with Alyssa Marie Gallery, she said it best a couple weeks ago, which really made me think too, and like, oh yeah, there are a dozen artists out there doing the same thing that you're doing, that I'm doing. Like, there's a ton of butterfly artists out there. However, people come to me and come to you because of the person you are, and they are going to buy from you because of the person you are. And it's so funny because if you kind of pay attention to why you like things on Instagram and why you like things on Facebook, as you're scrolling, oh, that person did that, oh, that person did that, you're gonna like something from someone you like, even if it's like not even the best photo. Like, you're gonna like their photo because you like them. And it's either because you see them on Instagram and you see yourself in them, or you like their positivity, or you like the colors that they use and the emotion that brings out of you. Or like I said, you might know them in person, and so you know exactly who they are, which we'll get to later with showing yourself on video. That's how people can get to know you, is on video. If they don't live in Missouri, like me right now. You guys, half of you guys don't live in Missouri and you've never met me before, but you've seen me on video so many times that you feel like you kind of know me, right? We're gonna get to that with video. So there's a way to, get that connection with your customers on Instagram that are likely not anywhere near you. So how do you want someone to feel when they interact with your brand? And you could even go to some of your friends and maybe get a little bit of feedback. I wouldn't say just rely on this completely, but ask people what do you think of when you think of me? What are the aspects of my brand or my personality? Because your brand is your personality. You don't have to make up something. You don't want to be dark and ominous. You don't want that black, dark and ominous brand if you're actually a super chippy person, which is a funny story. That's what my website was. my website was black and red when I very first started out, because I liked those colors, but black and red, a predominantly black background with some red highlights and stuff, that's not really my personality at all. So now it's very white and fun colors, and that just matches a lot better. So that's just a really good way to kind of dial in your aesthetic as well. But how do you want someone to feel when they interact with your brand? So we've got the 15-second pitch up here. It's just 3 things. I highly, highly encourage you guys to write it down. Even if you don't print out this worksheet, write it in your notes. Write down your 15-second pitch, please. I'm begging you guys. It'll help, I promise. And then write down, how do you want someone to feel when they interact with your brand? And so personally, I want people to feel happy and I want them to smile. So I'm going to write that down. I want to, brighten someone's day. And I also want to inspire. And yours do not have to be mine at all. You're if you're I could care less about inspiring people. I just want to, I want to fill their feed with color, which in turn makes them, maybe joyful or something. Kind of create your own aesthetic in this way. But mine is, I want to inspire and I want to make people happy. This is more with the Artist Academy and stuff. I want to inform as well. I want them to feel informed. The third thing, so we have 15-second pitch. How do you make someone feel when you're going to interact with your brand? And that's just truly a brand. That's what a brand is, a feeling. It's not necessarily what you're painting, it's how you make someone feel. I feel like it goes yellow and then it goes white. It goes yellow? That's weird. Okay, and the next one is aesthetic. So your aesthetic is one of the last core things. Those are the 3 things that I think are the building blocks upon everything else. If you've got these 3 things down, you know, writing captions and posting photos, it just makes it a bit easier. So your aesthetic is basically just goes right along with your brand. What do you want to make someone feel? And like I was mentioning with color, I really like the colors red and black. It's predominantly black with a little bit of red, but that doesn't really go with who I am as a person. It maybe could, I don't know, but to me it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't align with me. So I want you guys just to write down a couple colors that you would love to see on your social media. Or you could even, you know, scroll a little bit and go to someone else's social media that you love. And if you love it, those are probably the ones that you would love to see on your own. And personally, and yours does not have to be mine, it is white. White is my favorite color to see on someone's aesthetic. It makes it clean, you know, and I like to see black blacks. So whites and black blacks. It bugs me so much when the white is not white in someone's photo. I'm like, take the time to do that. Or the blacks are not black. I like high contrast. And then my color that I would really like to see is either like a light pink or just a pink. And I think that really goes with just who I am. And you do not have to do pink. If you could literally do black and white and then a mix of colors, but as long as you have like a bunch of white too with it, that will really help your aesthetic, just your overall look of your Instagram. And also maybe like a light blue or light green or something. Sometimes I'll just kind of see what I'm doing that week. I literally saw someone's Instagram the other day. I think it came up as an ad and it was like hot pink and white and a little bit of black. And I was like, oh, I love it. Like all of it. And then I looked at each of her photos individually and I was like, there's just no possible way that I could do that because I paint in all these different colors all the time, which is the thing that a lot of people come and have problems with too. Everybody paints in all these different colors all the time. You know, I mean, I don't really have like a specific niche down because I mean, I do black and orange, or then I'll do, you know, a black and white logo, and then I'll do a super colorful something else. Like it's really hard to do all of these things. And so just finding like your base colors that you use the majority of the time, it could really help you a lot. And whenever you take a photo, it comes down to like even just wearing a shirt of that color. You'll see if you guys look at my IG all the time, I have this pink shirt that I really like the way it looks on me, and I like that it gives my whole Instagram grid like a pink color. So all the time I will just go put on this shirt, or I'll put on a version of a pink shirt, and that's like my #1 shirt that I wear. It gets washed all the time, but like I wear a pink shirt all the time. So maybe just wear a white shirt. You know, if you have a white shirt, there's a bunch on Amazon, you can get them for like $8, and just wear like a white shirt every time, or black, whatever. Black is very slimming, so if you did a black shirt, I don't know. I'm hesitant to tell you what to do exactly, but if you want to do just one thing to make your Instagram grid so much better, you know, pick one color that you use in every photo, and then whiten your whites, and brighten your photo just a little bit. It helps so much. It really helps so much. Sometimes I'll take an editor and I'll literally take the background and I'll like lighten everything in the background so that my art stays the same. My art doesn't get all washed out, but I'll lighten every single thing in the background. So that way it just takes, you know, the visual appeal up quite a bit. And it just makes everything super white and light. And I've seen some aesthetics to where people like things darker. That's fine. I use Lightroom, which is a little bit, there's actually an app for Lightroom too, that I think that one's the best one, although it costs and it's just So, but really any kind of photo editor should do that. Ribbit, try the highlights one. So now that you have basically your brand down, I won't talk about that anymore and let you guys kind of do it. The 15-second pitch, how do you want someone to feel when they act with your brand, and the aesthetic. Now we can work off of that to do everything else. Monday is our focus on your brand and stockpile photos to post for the rest of the week. That's today. And that's today, and then we'll do this again too, probably next month. and then yeah, we can just do this whole thing again. So Tuesday, so tomorrow we're going to be doing art featuring accounts. So just tag a bunch of art featuring accounts in whatever you post. Maybe reach out to one. Artwork in Studio is a really good one. See if you can haggle on some prices. But like I mentioned, this is completely based on my breakdown of how I gained 2,000 followers in the last month. And I think the top way is from art featuring accounts. So that's why I put it first. We're going to do that on Tuesday. We're just going to focus on that. I'm actually not going to talk about that very much right here because there's a whole live and a whole worksheet full. If anybody is new, just go into your Artist Academy Advanced site, or if you can kind of focus here on the in the Facebook group, just search art featuring accounts. Or if you guys want to go in the Artist Academy Advanced site, there is already a video about it. There's already, you know, a whole list of the art featuring accounts that you can use, my top ones that I use. And if you want to get tagged in them for free, hopefully for free, I give you the hashtags and how to tag them. So that's all done for you, and so just go look that up. And I'm not going to talk about it anymore, so I don't want to keep this going. I don't want to waste your time. Okay, Wednesday. So the next thing is cross promotion. I gained, I'd say, about 500 followers from cross promotion, and cross promotion, I'd say, it doesn't have to deal with just people in this group either. There's this one Instagram account that I found, and I want to do a deep dive to try to find more like this, but their is called Ladies Who Paint. And so I just tag ladies who paint sometimes, and they have a really great following, and sometimes they share my stuff. And it's not an art featuring account, it's just something, they specifically do murals, so I tag them in my mural stuff. They have a mural festival every year, and I just happen to find them. And so I'm gonna try to go and find more of those today, because they'll just see my stuff and they'll post it, because they need content too, and it's not a paid thing, it's not like really anything. I'm pretty sure they're a nonprofit, but they share my stuff, and that's helped me grow. So that I found them, I'm gonna go try to find more, and I'll report back and let you know. But if you guys know any other ones that are like that maybe aren't an art featuring account, go for that. Just start tagging them in your stories, especially. They usually reshare my stories, and tag them in your posts. So Wednesday is our share for share in the group. We're just going to make a big push. Everybody in the group, whoever wants to participate, we're going to do a share for share, which is, if you are brand new and you don't know what that is, it's basically when you share someone else's work in your story, and you can say a little blurb about them, be like, check out Sam's art, it is so cool, like blah, blah, blah. And then they share yours back. Super easy. And not as many people view stories as they do an Instagram post, but there's still tons of people on there, and you will get followers by doing this. You will. Like, there's just no doubt about it. You will. And actually, Sam reached out and she's like, hey, can we focus on that again? Because that actually works. And we did that, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something. We did a share for share. And so now we're going to focus on it again this Wednesday. And any Wednesday that we focus on Instagram in here, we're going to do a share for share. Everybody, just message everybody. And I'm opening mine up too. If you guys want to message me, I'm going to leave it up to you to message me first and be like, hey, do you want to do a share for share? And I will say yes. All you have to do is message me on Instagram, and I'll say yes. And then I'll say, is there a specific photo you want me to share? And you can decide yes or no, or I'll give you a photo, or a lot of the times I'll just let you choose. And yeah, we could just a story share for share. And I have a ton of followers, and so you should definitely take advantage of that. And so also, whenever you're reaching out to people who are outside of this group, I would just say, reach out to someone who has a similar following as you. So if you have 1,000 to 2,000, reach out with someone with the same. Or if you have 5,000 and above, maybe reach out to someone the same. 10,000 and above, same. But it doesn't matter if someone has 700 and you have 800, that's still the same. So just reach out. We're going to do share for shares on Wednesday. I know this is a lot, so that's why we're going to be, breaking it down per day of things to do. We're going to do that on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we're going to go on this cross promotion thing even more. And we're going to do, this is on the thing, we're going to do a dual live, or any other video cross promotion that you guys want to do. You guys saw that I did the pass the brush thing. If you guys want to do that in this group, go for it. If you need help, let me know. I'll help you in maybe, you know, organizing it or something, but I want someone else to take the initiative. That way it's not just me, and that way you guys can get used to, you know, just doing it. I highly suggest just having one Instagram, just because it's a lot. Like, and people want to see, you know, who you are behind the scenes, especially since you mentioned, you know, the stuff you post is like travel stuff or ocean pictures. But always have a Facebook business page. Like, it just works. A lot of people will take you more seriously if you have a Facebook business page. You ask your followers to go to the community tab and invite all their friends, and it's just like, it works like magic. Like, you get so many new followers, it's stupid. So yeah, Thursday we'll be dual live, do some kind of video cross promotion. Video is so big. Okay, and then Friday we're gonna work on transfers from TikTok or Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or wherever you are. Because I mentioned on the last one, I gained 500 followers from TikTok. If you guys like TikTok, if you guys like that video platform, I highly recommend going all in for that, especially while it's still as it is. People are just now starting to get on there. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Focus somewhere else. Focus on, you know, Pinterest or, you know, Facebook or wherever, and bring your followers over from there. We'll get into how to make a really good TikTok video here in 2 weeks, so I won't go back into that. Okay, so now on your Instagram growth thing, I have just basically the top 5 things that you need to do every week. So not to just, you know, completely overwhelm you. These are the top 5 things, the most important. After you have, you know, your photos down and you have really good lighting in them and you have really good color and everything's kind of aesthetically pleasing, I'd say post a minimum of 5 edited photos per week. I do like 10 to 12, and just because I have so much content, because I'm used to creating so much content, and that might seem like a lot. However, my biggest advice for that is to post the same thing 3 times. Like, if you're at the beginning, middle, and end, and then do a video, and then do this, and then do a time lapse, like, post the same thing a minimum of 3 times. And that can kind of go with your aesthetic as well. You know, we talked about creating a really good grid. You can do that, like, beginning, middle, and end. I know Lissa does this really well, and I used to do this thing, and I actually just did that actually with the peacock one. I posted a beginning, middle, and end, and that just goes with a really good aesthetic because people can see, oh, they're like, to see things made, and it just looks really good. So post a minimum of 5 edited photos per week, and I said edited on there because you should not be posting something that you do not edit. I'm just gonna say it. Do not post a photo that you have not edited. Make the whites lighter, make it brighter, unless you're taking a photo that is outside, you know, in the really good daylight. That's the only reason you shouldn't. And then I'm pretty sure it was Lindsay earlier that posted a staging photo. Brilliant, it looked so good. Also, another thing, show your art and your face on your story every day in video format. And what that does is you have to kind of think of someone, like, if they're just finding your profile for the very first time, they're going to look at the overall aesthetic of your page, and then they're going to click on your story, and they're going to see what you post on your story to see if they can get to know you a little bit better. And if you have a photo or a video of you to be like, hi guys, this is what I'm doing today, blah, blah, it's gonna, bam, it's gonna hook someone, it's gonna get someone to follow you. Whereas if people don't see, you know, and I suggest put your face in it. You know, if you're really out of it about not doing that, then just do your art, but have you talking. If, you know, if you think, you know, and this goes back to, if you post photos and photos with you in it get double engagement, then you should be having your face on your story. However, there are some people that people just like to see their content and not really them as much, and that's fine too. And so if you're that person, then just do your content, you know, do what performs the best. Do you use a social media scheduling app? I used to do Plann, Plann, but now I just put a bunch of photos in my drafts on Instagram. So that's it. And I just put a bunch of photos in my drafts. If you look at them right now, I probably have 15 photos in my drafts on Instagram just waiting to be put on there. So that's like my advanced scheduler, because just being able to go pick one and post it, especially when I'm busy, that's key. It's just making them well ahead of time, so that way you can just, pick from something and just post it on there. And a lot of the times at night, I'll write my captions out, and I will so all the captions are already ready to go. And I don't even have to think. I just be like, okay, post, go. And the people think that I'm busy that day, that I'm on social media that day, when really I'm just posting. It takes 10 seconds. Okay, another one. Tag art featuring accounts or accounts related to your content in every post. So a lot of the times if I do a lion painting, and I will post I'll tag Lion Sanctuary in my thing, and so that way sometimes they'll reshare it on their stories, you never know. And so just figuring, and I have also provided you guys with all of the art featuring accounts tags, and just go to the art featuring account live and go to that worksheet, and they're all there. Okay, use 20 to 30 related hashtags in every post. I don't do that every time. If I do a hashtag, it's usually 417 Street Art or Worldwide Wings, so that it links all of my art together, or I'll do art featuring accounts. And so all of those hashtags are with the art featuring accounts. That's the ones that I use. Those are the ones that I think use better. Is it time consuming on different sites? Is there one out upload sites all at once? I think there is. However, I haven't tried it because I've just heard of things not going as well when you use a social media scheduling app. And I've heard it explained to me in a way that's like, Mark Zuckerberg is like, here, I give you this completely free app to post your photos on, and you choose not even to use it. You're using someone else's and to post to my platform that I've given you for free and access to all these other people. And so I've heard that it performs not as well. So I don't use it. And a lot of the times too, like the hashtags, like the art featuring accounts that you'll use on Instagram don't go with LinkedIn and Facebook and all of that. So I would say just, take a second. It takes 5 minutes to do to do the same thing on all the different platforms. Plus, link your Instagram account to your Facebook account. So that way, when I'm posting on Instagram, it's linked to my business page. I am posting once on Instagram, and it is getting posted automatically to Facebook on my Facebook business page, because my Instagram and my Facebook are linked. So I am never going to my art business page and posting separately, hardly ever. And if they have different links or different sayings, this is my trick. So on Facebook, you can put a link. So I'll put artistacademypodcast.com in my subject line on Instagram, and I'll post it knowing that it will go to Facebook exactly as I post it. Then when I'm on Instagram still, I literally 2 seconds later, I'll edit the Instagram one and I'll say link in bio rather than put the full link in my caption on Instagram, because people can't click on your links in Instagram, but it doesn't change your Facebook post. So my Facebook post will have the link that I want on there, and then on Instagram I will just edit it, change it, and then it's there for Instagram. Super easy. Okay. That's it. I'm going to cut it off right there, and I hope you will take what I say, write down how it pertains to you, and put it into action. And if you can't get motivated enough to really try it out, then I really hope you consider joining us for the full training inside the Artist Academy. This is just a sneak peek of what we get in there. And really, there's no trade for the community you will get within the Artist Academy Advanced Group. Everybody is so encouraging and motivating, and we use each other's Instagram accounts or just social media accounts in general to grow our own. We work together and share each other's art to increase visibility across all platforms. I really push the community over competition elements, and it's paying off for everyone who's participating. I hope you consider applying, because it's way more fun when you stop trying to do it all on your own. I'll see you next week. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am at @ArtByAndreaEarhart. I will then promote your art on my story and tag you as a little thank you for helping me grow this podcast and our Artist Academy community. I have a reach of over 50,000 on Instagram, so this is a little help me to help you incentive. Also, if you ever want your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy to check out the schedule every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you next week.